Hey, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to my podcast. This is why I'm not invited. My name is Nova Nebula, as most of you know. And yes, today is Monday. If you tuned in for last week's update, you are aware that basically Monday is the new release day. The way that everything is going, I'm busy all weekend, and Sundays, although it was a good day at the time, things have definitely changed in my schedule, so forgive me, but from now on, from this point forward, my release days for the podcast are going to be on Mondays. Thank you for tuning in. It is officially the 20th episode. Yay, I'm super excited. As most of you know, when I open my mouth, most people look away. But you're still here, so be prepared for the amazing news that I have. This last weekend was phenomenal, and that's what I'm going to be talking about today. I'm talking about energy, growth, and basically having my weekend basically be my vision board for 2026. Yes, I know we're in January, but I'm already making monthly plans and I'm going all the way out to December. This year is going to be great. And I'm going to do my best to include everyone in all of my plans. And remember, a lot of you are more than welcome to join, whether it's at my venue, at my munches, all of these things. Anyways, let me tell you about all the amazing things that I have planned for this week and basically my super cool, amazing weekend that I just had. If I had to use a word to describe this weekend, it would be collaboration. Yes, I'm pretty sure you're looking for more of like like a verb or maybe like even an adjective, but realistically, I guess collaboration is a verb. My bad. Anyways, don't let me sidetrack. My ADHD is going. Anyways, I actually had the ability and opportunity to do this really big kink event. Now, I'm not going to name drop, you know that I don't do that, but it was wonderful. I met a lot of different people from all over the country. So, New York, Texas, I don't know why I said Texas because it's not that far. Virginia, Washington. I think there was somebody from London, a couple of people from like the Netherlands, and I think that is freaking awesome. So, with that being said, I was able to basically meet a lot of Kinksters from not just all over the States, but all over the world, which, wow, super cool. Yes, I know the world exists. Maybe I shouldn't phrase it that way. But being able to actually talk to people from different parts of the world about their kink, absolutely eye opening, super cool. Points of views are amazing, right? Either way, having the availability and opportunity to talk to all of these people was a really big eye opener for me into basically the future of what I plan on doing kink wise this year, including the plans that I have for my venue. With that being said, I want to mention that I guess I used the word vision board earlier, and that's what I'm sticking with. I have so many ideas after communicating with these different Kinksters from all over, and I honestly cannot wait. There is going to be so much great things in the future. I have collaborations in the work with people that are not just in California. Yes, I had collaborations before and I had mentioned this. That's absolutely fantastic. A lot of the collaborations that I was going to have were kind of local. So think about Orange County, Inland Empire, LA scene, having some people come from Vegas to interview and talk to Palm Springs area. But now I have the ability to collaborate with people all over. And that is awesome because I've mentioned this before and I'm going to keep saying this. Kink is so big. It's an umbrella term. There is so much communities in kink, not community, communities. Kink itself is basically this massive umbrella term. And under this umbrella, there are so many different niches, so many specialties, so many kink flavors, if you would, right? This would actually put 31 Baskin Robbins 31 flavors to shame because there's so much more than that. And the ability for me to basically reach out of the local scene here, I can't express how amazing that is. I met such incredible people in this 4-hour event. I had really deep conversations. We had really good connections in those conversations. And this actually opened the door for us to collaborate. And there's lots of collaborations in motion. There was so much positive energy. Again, I love learning. One of the things that I like to say is that, well, a personal mantra, if you would, I want to learn something new every day. We are kind of limited sometimes by where we live, how much we make, our environment, the socioeconomic status of like our backgrounds, our ethnicities. There are so many things in our lives that can kind of keep us limited to what we're comfortable with and what we're familiar with. By attending this event, I was able to have a really eye opening experience. And I love it because I got to learn and I got to learn from a lot of different people. And even though the time was short, because 4 hours is not a long time. Yes, it's a long time for a conference when we're talking about learning, but it's not as long as you think it is compared to actually talking about someone and their life experience and their experience in kink. I value that. And I did learn a lot in that short time. And I want to keep learning. I did make a lot of friends from this conference, and we've been continuing to talk out of the conference in a different setting. And I love it because, again, in this short weekend, I've learned a lot, and I cannot wait to bring what I've learned from them personally. But basically, I have the ability to have them come and teach at my venue. Like, again, cannot wait. I'm going to gush about this probably for the entire podcast, so just bear with me. One of the things that this weekend reminded me of is that community itself, it's not built on just words, but it's built on presence. It's built on engagement as well as being able to express and share everyone's different experiences. Every small moment, everything that, even though it was small and on a screen, this actually rippled into connections. It even grew larger with basically learning from each other, and it's been gaining momentum. Oh my gosh. Again, you guys, the collaborations. I'm so excited. Sorry, I can't talk. I'm having like word vomit because I'm so excited about everything I'm about to share with you. Collaboration itself, it's more than just a word. It's the life of growth, right? This weekend, I saw firsthand how sharing ideas, active listening, and engaging can spark projects that didn't even exist. The bringing together of minds basically created and birthed new things, and that's fucking awesome. Even brief conversations, shared insights, questions that were asked, this all led us to basically think and come together and offer basically answers to each other. This leads to long-term partnerships, and that's fantastic. Momentum itself doesn't happen alone. It comes from connection, participation, as well as curiosity. Energy exists. And basically, when it compounds together, when we engage as a community, when we communicate well, we actually can create very elaborate collaborations to benefit all of us. I'm sure I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again specifically and especially because I teach communication courses in the vanilla world. Communication is invaluable. It is the glue that turns chaos into clarity. At this event, as well as every other party, tiny check-ins and clarifying questions basically transform potential confusion into understanding. When we have understanding, that's when we start to build trust among each other. I did mention something earlier called active listening. Yes, anybody can listen, but not everybody can actively listen. And active listening is key to understanding the content of the conversation. Being able to identify the main point of an answer is going to get you that success. So in order to have good communication, it's very important that you have really good active listening skills, as well as being able to communicate clearly in terms of the questions that you have and the information that you're looking for. Because of this, a lot of the conversations this weekend were very functional. They had a lot of meaning to it. And again, it solidified the connections between strangers. This event, it reinforced that one small conversation, if handled thoughtfully, can ripple through community and spark something much bigger. It's a reminder that collaboration and communication isn't just hype, it's about energy that's turned into action. Now that we have all of this energy that's basically here together, forming, swirling, if you would, we have to realize that it's not going to go anywhere if we just let it sit there. We need to move it. We have to intentionally foster this energy and push it forward. Showing up, participating, reflection, and connection. This is how all of us can actually carry this energy forward, because one of the things that people think is that energy is enough. Thoughts are enough. Wants are enough. And yes, that can definitely lead to bigger things, but momentum, that's not automatic. It comes from awareness. It comes from engagement, and a hard thing for many people is actually taking action. Even small steps. I'm not asking you to become a rocket scientist. I'm not asking you to jump out of an airplane. I'm asking you to attend the munch. I'm asking you to engage with strangers. I'm asking you to show up, right? All of these things, all of these small steps lead to bigger steps. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for the growth. We're looking for the continuation of momentum. Because once you get this into your mindset, like it is my mindset to move forward, then you're going to move forward. I do have to admit that I definitely dropped the ball because I'm awkward and I'm weird. And I met a new person, and I can read. I promise you, I can read, despite sometimes, the words that come out of my mouth. Everyone had name tags. And what I mean by this, it was a Zoom call. So everyone's Zoom screen had their name in it. Not only did I read this person's name, and then the other person knew this person, you guys, I fucked that name up. I butchered it not once, but twice. I also tried so hard. So hard to be professional and watch my language. Because as most of you know, I cuss horrifically. It's part of my vernacular, right? I was like, you know what? Let's have less cursing today. Let's emanate the professionalism that I'm looking for in this conference. I fucked it up. Not only could I not read this person's name, I said their name wrong after being told, after hearing someone else say it, and then I cussed multiple times because of the fucking trauma of messing up their name. And I'm not going to name drop, but it wasn't even a hard name to pronounce. It was something very easy. But again, here we are being awkward and just messing things up. But that's okay because super understanding, very, very nice. We're actually going to be collaborating with something in the future. So forgive me if I sometimes trip on my own enthusiasm because it's definitely me. We were able to share some really good perspectives. And basically, even in this moment, although I tried to be really professional and I felt like I dug my own hole. It was fine. They didn't even care. They were super cool about it. And this is your friendly reminder that basically, even when you have something in your mind, things can be messy. It can be a little bit chaotic, but it's okay. We're going to move forward. This weekend also showed me that community itself grows when people show up, and they show up fully. What I mean by this is that they are engaged, they are curious, they are able to communicate their needs and their wants and their questions clearly. And this is basically the things that community needs. This not only is important for community, but it also helps sets the pace and basically pave the way for collaboration. Growth is social. It's interactive and it can be messy, right? And that's exactly what makes it effective. It's not about perfection. It's about showing up, participating, and letting the energy itself ripple through these connections, create momentum, and then having it bloom. Now, I don't want to ruin the festivities for this year and talk about what exactly I'm going to be collaborating on or with. I will be doing more collaborations with the podcast. So just, I guess, keep that in mind that I will be having a lot more guest speakers. I'm going to try to get everyone from the lifestyle. I don't know necessarily the logistics for some people, but we have technology, and I definitely want to collab with some of the people that I've met over the weekend. I will let you know as we go. Obviously, I'll title them, things like that. But another fun thing, I got a new logo. I know I mentioned that last week. Have you guys seen it? Have you seen the logo? I would love feedback on that. I fell in love with it. I worked really hard on that. So definitely my baby. I had a person come through and basically take some nice pictures as well as a good video for the venue. I'm going to be popping that onto the website that I'm building. And yes, I am learning to build a website. I don't know why I've decided to punish myself this year and do every single thing myself, but here we are. Hey, I'm learning great life skills. I do need to be more forgiving on my own time frame from when things are going to be done, because this whole learning as you go is definitely much more difficult than I thought, but it's worth it. Sunday was a great night. There was a huge turnout for the crafting corner. I love it. I love it so much. There were people doing things everywhere. People were sewing things and unstitching things. People were separating different types of yarn. There was a super cute cat puzzle that I'm definitely gonna buy. Conversation was amazing. I did adjust the time a little bit because I'm not a sports person. I mean, I know sports exist. I have played sports in the past. I don't follow seasons. I had a couple of friends reach out to me about Sunday saying, "Hey, the game is on. I'm going to come later." So because of that, I adjusted the time, but it was absolutely worth it. I met a lot of cool people this weekend. Also did a first event for the new time. I call it Imprint, right? It was a body as a paintbrush night. There were so many people and everyone had a really good time. So it was a great first time event that I will definitely be doing again at the venue. I am going to put this out there that I am going to do a roundtable at the venue. I don't know when, but again, after this weekend and meeting so many amazing people from the different communities of kink, I want to have that. I want to have a roundtable. I want to have people from different places in the lifestyle, obviously right now local, but I want people from different aspects of the lifestyle to come down to the venue and us just have a discussion about the different communities that are present. You only know what you know. And again, sometimes that's limited. I think that talking to people directly that are in a different lifestyle is going to benefit everybody and allow us to have open conversations as well as learning from each other and then collaborating together to make the kink space more inclusive, safer, and beneficial for everyone involved. Collaboration in kink spaces is essential. It isn't about making everything flashy or performance in any way, or performative, my bad. It's about combining perspective, skills, and experiences. That way, the space works better for everyone that's involved. I think a lot of the times when you are in a dungeon setting or when you're at a dungeon, there's a lot of machismo. This is my dungeon. This is my space. We're going to do things my way. I am here to let you know that there's a lot of ways to get to Vegas. There's not just a one and done way. I feel like collaboration is one of those things. When you collaborate with different people, it brings you out of your comfort zone and it teaches you to negotiate better and to communicate better. It also allows you the opportunity to grow and to learn. When people collaborate, safety overall improves. When you have the ability to have multiple perspectives, this means that you now have more awareness. You have fewer missed signals and quicker problem solving. It makes the space more inclusive. When you have different voices that are coming together that help assist in planning, the environment is able to grow and basically accommodate more people and more needs. Collaboration itself, it builds community trust. When people see organizers or players or educators When you have a whole bunch of different people in the scene, in these communities that are coming together and working together, they feel seen, they feel valued, and they feel safer engaging with you or those people. It creates accountability naturally. The reason for this is because everyone is invested in the experience and not just a singular specific person. It also fuels growth and innovation. New ideas come to life, new formats, new systems. Things get tested and the kinks, the kinks get worked out. The space itself evolves in a better way because it's not just a singular perspective. It is a multi-person perspective. And collaboration ensures that knowledge, skills, and responsibilities are shared. And this is critical in kink. This is where dynamics become real. And again, it's not just all puppies and kittens. It doesn't just become real, but the risks are real and they're much more aware. So that way we can counter and have safety. The takeaway that I've gotten from this weekend is pretty simple. Kink spaces, the kink communities, all of us, right? We thrive when we come together, communicate well, openly, and intentionally. It's about making experiences better, safer, and more meaningful for everybody involved. And this is what we want. We want everybody to feel safe. We want everyone to feel included. We want everyone to feel welcome. We want everyone to feel like they can talk to anybody that's in that room and be able to have a connection, build trust, and then whatever happens from there, basically dynamics, a scene, all of those things. It can grow from that very, very bottom foundational aspect of being comfortable, of being able to speak in a place where you've never been before. I am going to say this again, cannot wait for what the rest of 2026 is going to bring. I know this is like a little bit of just an amazing weekend highlight, but realistically, I am just going to let you know that this episode is all about collaborations. This episode is going to be here to tell you the future of myself in the kink industry, the kink world, the kink communities, as well as my venue and its collaborations. There's going to be so many collaborations. I am going to start doing roundtables. I'm going to try to get a roundtable out done and scheduled for February. If you or anybody you know wants to collaborate and partake in a roundtable, please, please, please feel free to send me a message. I have Instagram. I have my other website. I almost slipped there. I almost slipped. A lot of you who have followed me here definitely have access to some of my social medias in which you can send me messages. Please feel free. Again, this is the year of collaboration. This is the year of learning. This is the year of us becoming a better version of who we were last year. I believe in learning and I cannot wait to collaborate with some of these people so I can learn about their lifestyle. I want to know what the scene is like in New York. I want to know what the scene is like in Virginia. I want to know what the scene is like in London. I went to London for a couple of days, did not have a great time, but maybe now that can change, that I can find someone in the scene and we can go, they can show me the local spots to hang out. But realistically, again, keep everything in mind. Make sure that you learn to communicate well. Work on active listening, right? Let's get some collaborations done. So I'm going to end this episode a little bit differently than everything else. And I want you to take a minute and think about a little small step you could give yourself to basically open the door for basically your own personal kind of collaboration. Is it going to be going to a munch for the first time? Is it going to be going to a social for the first time? Are you going to go to a new space? Are you going to try to play with the person that you've been talking to for a while? Whatever it is, I hope that you do it, right? No time like the present. Again, thank you so much for joining me on episode 20 of This Is Why I'm Not Invited. You know, when I talk, everyone looks away, but you're still here. Take care, be safe. It's Nova, and remember to drink water. Bye.